Majo John Madden. In Mexico, they call me Juanito, which means Little John, or Johnny, my favorite childhood nickname. I'm sitting here in a rehab room in Asheville, North Carolina, looking out my window and admiring how green it is out there. I was in this room for about 2 weeks before I realized I could raise the blinds altogether. I'd been opening them and closing them, but I never lifted them up altogether. And I love this green view. The birds come to the bird feeder over there. I've seen woodpeckers. And in Mexico, where I've been for 2 years, it's real brown. Most of Mexico is pretty brown. And here it's so green. I lived in Asheville from 2004 to 2020 and loved the greenness of it. It's one of the most biodiverse, it's a temperate rainforest. It gets a lot of rain, especially in the spring. And because of it being a temperate rainforest, there's incredible biodiversity, salamanders and stuff that you don't find elsewhere. Lots of birds, lots of bird life. And I'm appreciating it. I've been back here for a little over a month. I was living my best life ever in Mexico, loving it in Mexico, and I do intend to go back. But got real sick. On March 3rd, I went into renal failure and got misdiagnosed in Mexico as having end-stage prostate cancer, which it looks like I probably might have some prostate cancer, but maybe not end stage. We don't know yet. But I got medevaced out of there with some help from the U.S. consulate and chose to come back to Asheville, where I lived for 16 years, and have been in shock to be back here 5 years later. I spent 5 years on the road, left when the COVID hit in 2020, and traveled, bought an old camper van and traveled through the southwest of the U.S. First a year in the North Country, the mountains north of Asheville, but then down the Mississippi to New Orleans. Classic. Had a spectacular time there and realized, gee, other places in the world are different. In Asheville, they always told me, you're so Asheville. But I was way more in New Orleans. New Orleans really worked for me. Then I slid down to Mexico, a year in South Texas, and then 2 years in Mexico. And adore Mexico and do intend to go back. So I've been in shock. I thought when people would say, do you ever want to go back to the U.S.? I'd say, no, I prefer it so much here. But suddenly I'm here. And do get medical care that I could not afford. You can get great medical care in Mexico, but I couldn't afford it. And here I've got Medicare and can afford it. I have insurance there. But I'm sick. I got really sick. My body is not working for me. I had been, until March 3rd, I had been saying, I am the most physically vital 78-year-old you'd ever want to see. I dance in my apartment for an hour every day, walk for a couple hours every day, swim in the Caribbean. Wow. And now none of that. Can't swim. I have a catheter. This bag is not supposed to be on the floor. It's on the floor there. I pee into a bag for 3 months. And my body is unstable. My balance is getting a lot better now, but my balance is still kind of crazy. And I walk a lot slower. I've walked slow for a long time, but I'm walking slower. So it's just different. It's so different here. When I first got here at the beginning of June, it was cold. And I came from the tropics. So I've tended not to like this new relationship to my body and what's going on and the possible cancers. But I realized something just now. I'm stoned. This was I love altered states of consciousness. I preach about how good it is to be willing to alter your state of consciousness. My consciousness is so altered, I am walking around stoned. And my 5 years on the road, I would sing to myself a lot because most of the time it was me and a dog, and a lot of times walking down the beach. Beaches in southwest Louisiana and South Texas and Mexico. And one of my favorite songs was a song that I'm 78. It's an old song that a lot of you may not know. It's called Scotch and Soda. But it fits, and it fits this video here. Scotch and soda, mud in your eye. Baby, do I feel high? Oh me, oh my. Do I feel high? People won't believe me. They'll think that I'm just bragging, that I could feel the way that I feel and still be on the wagon. Yeah, that's been my theme, because I had a huge spiritual experience on June 26th of 2019 that launched me into spiritual realms I was not familiar with. So I was high. I was high the whole time, going through spiritual changes that were wonderful for me, feeling total oneness with all of life, but that I couldn't describe to most people. I did not expect people to understand. So that was my theme song. And so today it really came home to me today. Stop complaining about this new relationship to your body. A guy who works here, the unit manager, Matt, is a wonderful guy, deep thinker. He's a searcher. He really is. He's a very practical business guy. Got a lot on his plate here, but a deep thinker. And we discovered that he likes Alan Watts, who's one of the early teachers of Zen Buddhism in the U.S. back in the late 1900s. And I actually heard him speak once in a little room in off campus of my University of Rochester. Deep man. And Matt shared me one of Alan Watts's videos where he says, imagine that you've had like 75 lifetimes and you got them to go just the way you wanted. Lots of pleasure, lots of fun. It was perfect. And then you said to life, hit me with a curveball. Give me something different. I'm tired of all these softballs. Let's do something really different. And so life sent you this life with all its reversals, all its curveballs, all its ups and downs, all its hard times and good times. And life says, okay, you want this. You asked for it. Try it. See what you can do with this. Do something interesting with this. And I've been saying that to myself for weeks now. Do something interesting with this. And so today it hit me. Yeah, wow. This is so different. If I could have it simply be different. It's not better or worse. Not better or worse. The fact that my body isn't working. Well, lots of people have bodies that don't work, and people I'm in a nursing home, rehab nursing home. There are people here whose bodies are not working so good. It's the perfect time for me to experience this, and a perfect time for me to see what I can do with it. You know? That's Bob Dylan fan. I saw Bob Dylan before he ever got electrified. And isn't it his song where he sings, I would not feel so all alone. Everybody must get stoned. And he refers to people throwing stones at you. I've had that. But stoned. Stoned is just another way to be. And I think I've got the secret now that I can stop complaining about this new phase of my life. I'm just stoned, and it's so green. So green. Today I have to leave I'm leaving, my Medicare is running out, and I'm leaving the rehab center tomorrow. And I was going to go into town today and apartment hunt. But I realized they call this Green Tree Ridge. This is Green Tree Ridge up here. And I realized today, don't go to town. You can do, let your fingers do the walking. Do that online. Look for apartments online, but stay here. It's your last full day of being up on Green Tree Ridge. Enjoy it because it is like nothing else. It's not like Mexico at all. And you do want to go back to Mexico, but you're here now. Be here now. Okay? Be here now. Ram Dass. Be here now. You're up on Green Tree Ridge. Be here. And you're in this body at this moment in time, facing these challenges. Do this. Don't complain. Don't compare. Don't wish you were still 50. No. You're here now. Yeah. Namaste. Thank you.